Hi, and welcome to Liquid Lunch this Monday, August 16th. Yes, it's me, Janette Burke, here in place of Hugh, in place of Randy, who got called to an audition, and Hugh's on vacation. And I'm here with my co-host today, David Grossman of Mensch Life TV.
How you doing, Janette?
I'm great. How are you, David?
Good.
Thank you for filling in on
Great to be here.
Short notice. And today we are going to have an amazing show. But before we get into the lineup, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about you, David. What's new and exciting in your life since the last time I saw you?
Well, just kicking around and trying to enjoy the summer while it's here. It's been a great summer. I think today is a gorgeous day here in Toronto. It was good fortune. You called me today. I didn't have too much on the go, and so I'm glad I could be here, Jeanette.
And I'm glad to have you because as many of our viewers know, I started with David. David had Mensch Life TV right here at that channel.
That's
before
right.
He moved over, and now he's part of JLTV, which is Jewish Life Television in the States. And coming to Canada, we had you on last time. We talked about that. That's an amazing feat. What's new and exciting at Mensch Life? What's your lineup? What's your next guest going to be looking like?
Well, as you know, Doris Epstein is co-hosting with me,
right?
And she's been doing a really great job. It's always nice to have a co-host.
It is.
It takes off a lot of the pressure in terms of preparing and everything that's required. And it's taken some time, but we're working quite well together now.
That's
so
great.
It's like after a while, you get in sync. So that's been good, and well, we've been doing some interesting stuff. We have this week off actually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because our studio's closed. But we've been having some interesting guests. Talking about Israel and Jewish connection to Israel, and as you know, we do lots of political stuff. I had Barbara Kay from the National Post was on last week, and you may know that she has said some things in an article about the conversion bill. She was quite critical of the Haredi Jews in Israel. She used some very strong language. And then Frank Diamond, who's the CEO of B'nai B'rith Canada, said she owes the Jewish world an apology. So she came on the show.
That's great controversy.
And I asked her, I said, do you owe the Jewish world an apology? And she said no, and she explained her rationale. So that was interesting. And and we're looking forward to launching in Canada soon, as you know, too. JLTV, Jewish Life TV, is coming to Canada.
Right.
So.
On the which station is that on?
I don't know the number yet.
But it's a multi.
Yeah, they made a deal with the Ethnic Channel Group.
Oh, that's great.
And so hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. We're excited because I can't even watch JLTV myself. I don't even know what I look like on TV. So.
Well, you look great. You always look great.
And you're too kind.
Actually, just in the news lately, before we get into today's lineup, it's quite disturbing. Just even on Friday, this young man, he's from Israel, but I believe he is not Jewish background. He's an Israeli
He's an Israeli Arab, yeah.
Participating in the killings of these black men in the United States. And I have no idea why, but apparently it has something to do with the understanding that growing up that he was doing some kind of mercy killing. Can you comment on it,
You
David?
know what? I have not heard anything like that. I just saw that Israel said they had no record on this guy. They had no issues or problem with this guy. And I guess he emigrated to U.S. and all of a sudden he's getting in all kinds of trouble. I don't know. I have no idea why.
He was on some kind of mercy mission. This is the last I heard of it. Something to do with, the way he was brought up and some... I guess propaganda.
Does this have anything to do with
Al Qaeda and what have you? And he just felt that he was doing God's will in killing these black men, which is very unusual because when we hear about Al Qaeda and some of their previous missions and attacks against the U.S. and what have you, it was never really a profile against black or Negro people. So I don't understand where this all came from, but that's what this guy was. Very mannerly, quiet type of guy, kind of similar to some of the profiles you would see on some of the other the people who conducted the attacks, and just thinking he was doing God's will, which is quite sad, actually.
Well, I did not hear that, And I know that in any of the other attacks, like, where, radical Islam, let's say, was to blame, there was nothing that, where the people were targeting black people. I mean,
exactly.
Any America, death to America, death to Israel was the standard sort of a thing. So
and so there was no real target profile against black people as per se in Al-Qaeda's mission. And I agree. I don't understand where this came from. I hope more information comes to light. I know that he tried to make his way back to Israel and he was reprimanded. So he is presently in the United States, I believe.
And they're going to try him there.
I believe that. So anyway, let's get into the lineup for today, because I'm so excited about that. So after the break, we're going to have the magnetic marketing moment with myself, Janette Burke, your marketing magnet. And you're going to be switching rows with me. You're going to be my host, and I'm going to be taking on the role of as a guest.
Exactly.
And today we are going to talk about in that segment something really unique. It's called What Pop Culture Can Teach You About Your Target Audiences. And it's so important because often as business owners, we just, assume that we're going to have clients that want to have our product or service, or we want to do business with people who are like us, and we don't do enough research. We don't have an exact target profile. And it can really lead to some serious mistakes in business, such as making the wrong decisions, not having the right pricing in place, not having the right marketing strategies in place, which ultimately can lead to business failure. So we're going to talk about why it's so important to have this target profile and what the pop culture can teach you, and how to kind of get in your target's head so you can resonate with them.
Yeah, you're getting into psychographics, is that right?
Psychographics, demographics, targets, market segmentation. And you know what? This is the fundamentals of every business. You get this nailed, and I promise you, everything would be like a C. Your marketing will be that much easier. Your sales will go up. So often this is where I really come into play when working with clients, because sadly enough, most small business people cannot tell me who their ideal target is. It's all based on assumption, and it's so not right. So we're going to correct that today. And then we're going to have Lorraine Leslie, who is the publisher and owner of Women with Vision magazine, who I've been writing for I think 7 years, and it's just a delight to have her in, because Lorraine is really a woman with vision. She does so much. It's incredible. Not just the magazine, but also a whole speaking series, events, and a coaching program. And she even had her TV show on Rogers, Women with Vision. So I'm really glad that she's here, and she's going to talk to us about all of that. And, she has an interesting story, too. And so she wasn't always part of the media world. So I'm going to probe that a little bit.
Looking forward to meeting her.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And then we have Sue Latcher in. And Sue Latcher is a coaching consultant and speaker who specializes in Kolbe Index training. Have you ever heard of this Kolbe Index training?
Well, not before what you told me today. I mean, it sounds familiar. Kolbe or Kobe? C-O-B-Y?
No, K-O-L-B.
Oh, close. Okay, K-O-L-B-Y.
Yes,
Kolbe.
Kolbe is it's a profiling system, but it's beyond that. And it was created by a woman named Susan Kolbe, and her father was a psychotherapist, and she herself was a journalist. So it's really quite an interesting story behind it, which Sue will enlighten us upon. And really, she's going to talk to us a lot about how this particular profiling, which differs from any other kind of profiling, and I've taken a lot, like the colors and different profiling to understand who you are and what you should be doing, and how when you have that understanding, everything about you impacts your relationships, your business choices, your, just everything.
Yeah, what do you mean colors?
Oh, colors is, it's a form of an assessment where you learn about people and their characteristics based on how they score in their colors, the orange, green, blue, and red.
Okay.
Or sorry, blue and gold, rather. And people fit into these categories, and sometimes they're multi-categories.
Okay.
Anyway, I had the assessment done last week, actually, and it was so eye-opening to discover my results. And I got a coaching call with it, and a PDF follow-up, which I actually still have to go through. But the one thing that came crystal clear out of this assessment for me, which I never found in any other, was that I scored incredibly high for being in what I'm doing. So it kind of, validated.
It's reinforcing.
Yeah, that I'm good to be in media. I'm a great writer. I'm a great communicator, personable person. I belong in journalism, media, coaching, consulting, and I could have been a lawyer too. So it's funny because I kind of started life that route,
to be a lawyer.
Yeah, so it's just the validation, and to understand even deeper things about yourself, which Sue will get into, can really impact on how you think, how you act, how you communicate with people, and therefore, how you should be interacting with, whether it's a business partner, a life partner, what have you. And then our third guest today is Brenda Borenstein, who is Organized Zone, Inc., and she's a professional organizer who actually specializes in the issue of hoarding. And I don't know if you're familiar with this, but hoarding has been really popularized in the TV shows and media today.
Yeah, there's a couple of shows out there
that have had. Are you familiar with the show Private Practice?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I flip around and I see commercials, or I see people's house piled up with stuff, and you go, oh my God, right?
Exactly. So, they've profiled this issue a lot in the media, and she's going to come and talk to us about what's the culprit behind this.
Right. I guess that's the extreme. Like, she helps people in all ends of the organizing spectrum, but that's the archetype of the personality who needs the most help.
Correct. And when she's here, she's going to tell us, probably via case study, about some of her experiences in helping hoarders. And there's always a story behind it. It's not just that it's an issue of hoarding that they can't let go.
Right.
And there's a reason why they can't let go.
It'll be interesting to find out why.
There's an association with it. And actually, hoarding, by definition, has psychologists say is a part of a psychological disorder.
Well, I guess so.
So she's going to talk to us about that and what can be done to overcome it so that people can let go of the hoarding issue. So that's going to be a great lineup today.
Yeah, sounds good.
And it looks like we're going to go to commercial now, and here's some amazing music, compliments of our Blue over here. And we're going to come back with the Magnetic Marketing Moment with
excellent
myself and you, and I'm so looking forward to it.
Terrific. Okay, good.